Hey everybody, just wanted to take a second to tell you about the Manatraders series. Manatraders sponsors our channel. It lets me rent decks so I can play everything I need on MTGO to show you guys decks going on in the format, what's happening in Magic at the moment, and lets me help keep playing there, keep making the content you guys want to see. So if you want to play in the series, it's a once per month Eternal format series on Magic Online. You can sign up for Manatraders using code A22EN. It's code A22EN. You'll get 15% off your entry, you'll get 15% off your subscription each month, and then you'll get free entry into the Manatraders series where you get to play for a big payout. If you look at the payout here, huge prize pool, $4,000, $2,000, a bunch of credit towards it. Top 8, everyone's getting paid out. Even just in the Swiss, you get paid out for placing, so you don't even have to rely on one tournament where things go good or bad. You can actually get paid out for just playing a bunch during the Swiss. And there's a lot of good players in it, so it's a good place to step up. It's a good place to play against the best in the game right now and get better at playing Magic. So, again, if you want to sign up, use code A22EN at checkout for 15% off. All right, welcome, everybody, to another episode of Making Magic Happen, brought to you by RIW Hobbies and Games, Livonia, Michigan. I'm Zach, and today we are playing some Blue-Eyed Stoneblade. I'm doing my Manatraders qualification. I have not yet qualified for Manatraders. I haven't played a single game. So the record is 0-0 at the start. We're going to see how good Blue-White holds up. And then I do want to try some Esper. I want to change some stuff around with it and see where I can get the deck to. We might try some of that. I'm going to start with Blue-White Blade, see if I can just get a quick qualification. This deck feels really well positioned to me. I've made a few changes. I now have Deicide in the deck. There's just so much Heliod running around at this point that I wanted just a clean hate card for the deck. And that deck is not very good against you if they don't have Heliod. Part of the deck's power is just how ridiculous it is to get Heliod off the battlefield. There's just like almost nothing that kills it. You can bounce it with Teferi, you can counter it, but after when you add in that you can Collected Company into it, but Heliod is like a creature on the stack, but not a creature in play, means it's really awkward against a ton of removal spells and a ton of counter spells. Like, you can't negate him, you can't force a negation him, but then you also can't path him when he gets into play. So I like having a Deicide. I don't know if it'll come up that it matters against other decks. It might. It does exile target enchantment. It's not specifically a god. It's meant for god cards. It's what the extra text does, but if someone's boarding and choke against me or something, I can bring in a Deicide and just have an extra out to it. Klothys too. It's actually pretty good against Klothys. So if I run into something like that, it could be good. I don't really think there's any other gods other than that, but it does hit changelings. I think. I'm pretty sure it hits changelings. So, if I play against humans, yeah, all right. Probably not going to hit changelings, but I think that works. Oh no, it has to be an enchantment, so it doesn't hit changelings. I lied. Okay, don't ignore that. The point is we're hitting Heliod. I wanted a hate card for the green-white Heliod deck. We still have Anthenices. I'm playing 2 Skyclave Apparitions. It's more of the Heliod hate. This is one of the cleanest answers to Heliod, but past that, it's also Renin 6 hate, which I think is going to be important. It's another body for me in post-board games that can get grindy. And against the decks where you want this, Heliod, Renin 6 decks, it can be nice to have an extra body because those decks, Heliod not as much, but Renin 6 decks definitely can kill your creatures, and getting an extra body to equip a loose Feast and Famine or Batterskull or whatever too can be kind of nice. I'm trying 2 Hengegate Pathways. I've tried the Pathways in a few decks, and every time I use them, they overperform. I'm not sure if they're better or worse than Glacial Fortress, but I think diversifying is likely to be better because Ardenvale already has the same, you need a land, or you need a plains to be in play to come into play untapped, and Glacial Fortress has that line, but also comes into play untapped with an island, but it's kind of the same type of land. And I wanted to see if Hengegate was better. Hengegate is so nice because it's either color you need, and it's never tapped. There's no situation where it can be tapped. And all the other lands have some awkwardness to them where there's a situation they come into play tapped. So I think Hengegate might be the best one. I want to try it. I want to see how it feels. Past that, the deck is pretty standard. I've got 1 Shark Typhoon main, 1 board, again, for the grindier decks.
Got some extra removal in the sideboard with, On Thin Ice and Skyclave Apparition, and Supreme Verdict and Celestial Purge for more creature decks. Aether Gust again for those same kind of decks. The extra Force Negation and a Mystical Dispute for other blue decks. And 2 Ashioks for either Primeval Titan decks or Dredge. But I think this deck is well positioned right now. Let's start battling and see how it goes. Okay, this is bad. I meant to join with my blue-white deck, and I have instead joined with the Jeskai deck I was making a video of. So you guys are going to get a little preview of what Jeskai Stoneblade looks like before I play blue-white. Hopefully this doesn't cost me too much. This Jeskai Stoneblade deck was a little experimental. We'll see. I did keep this. This is very awkward to do the only tap land in the deck on turn 1 with a hand that has double Serum Visions. Against Burn, even more awkward. But that's a good draw. Yeah, I'm just going to take my medicine here. Hopefully I don't take a ton of damage this turn. Getting the Triumph in play and just having good mana going forward is going to be key. Oh no. 2 Swift Spears. Well, as long as this isn't a Lava Dart. Alright, Rift Bolt's actually good because they're not going to get the prowess off these. I'll take that all day. Definitely fetching a basic island here. The play this turn is pretty clearly Serum Visions and Path one of these. Get down their damage output a little bit. I would like a Force of Negation here. I'd like to find a Bolt. I'd like to find more lands. My hand needs a lot of help, so I think casting the Serum Visions is important. This hand definitely needs a 3rd land. Yeah. Okay, there's a land. It doesn't work very well with this Archmage Charm I drew at all. But that's okay. That is okay. I do have a Path to Exile here, which is nice. I have a Bolt next turn to kill the other Swift Spear. And I'll be able to... Oh, wait, I don't have the Bolt next turn. Alright, we'll have to figure it out. Guess I'm drawing the land. I hate pathing this deck. Okay, so they are Boros Charming me. That's fine. I'm going to go pretty low here. I'm going to go to 7, but drawing a basic's pretty good. Or 6, I guess. Sorry. I'm pretty dead to them having 3 cards in hand here. I wish I had Lightning Helix in this deck. Losing this die roll has been not good for me. The tap land that wouldn't be tapped in blue-white, also pretty bad. Don't want an opt. I will take a land. I still can't cast this stupid Archmage's Charm. I only have 3 lands in my deck that can't cast it, and I've drawn 2 of them. Just a little awkward. Oh my gosh, I waited to... I was supposed to do this main. I guess I can take 1 here in the hopes that I can use my Mana Leak and end of turn Lightning Bolt. Alright, so they're just... I mean, they have multiple bolts in their hand. They're just doing it on my turn, so I don't have the Force of Negation backup plan. What? The second target is not controlled by the first? I don't understand what that meant at all. So I don't think I have any chance. I don't know what's in their hand. If I do have a chance, it's because I get Bear Skull here and they just don't cast anything. I think I'm dead. One? Okay, maybe I have a chance if their hand was like all Searing Blazes. Bolt me, sure. Well, I'm gonna get Batterskull. I'm gonna die, but you know, maybe if their hand is like some creatures and more lands or something. I don't know. I don't like my odds here. Alright. Well, that went not good. It was not good. I do have 2 Spell Pierces in the board, which could be good. Really thought I was playing a different deck. I guess I should have checked. But it's alright. We're going to drop this curve quite a bit here. It's going to help. These Cryptics can get out. So from these Archmage's Charms. And I kind of want to just cut the Maul. Although Maul seems decent against them. It's probably better than Feast. Yeah, alright. The free equip seems pretty important. It seems like it could actually like save a Stoneforge Mystic or a Dreadhorde Arcanist from a bolt. Like instant speed, put Maul in, save one of them from a bolt. Could be good. Or like a Searing Blaze even. Alright, I think this hand's a keep. It's still a little slow and missing red mana, but I've got an Opt and a Serum Visions to smooth things out. Oh, we got the red mana. Definitely bottoming this. I think Spell Pierce is good. It'll protect my Arcanist. Next turn, I can opt and get red mana, and then hopefully find a removal spell. Okay, I don't need a removal spell, it turns out. I'm going to leave up Pierce here. I think the odds that opponent plays Eidolon of the Great Revel this turn are close to 100%, given they kept a hand that just turned on Lava Spiked and didn't have a creature. But I guess we'll see. Definitely going to do these in response to an Eidolon. They had an Eidolon. I am absolutely stunned. Right, I'm going to get this Triome. Opt. Ooh, Force Negation is good. It is good. Dreadhorde Arcanist is really bad against Eidolon, though. I'm going to bottom Force Negation. I want a removal spell. Well, land is very much not that. So that's good. Stoneforge Mystic is good, though. Yeah, Stoneforge Mystic is, like, very good here, especially with the Pierce to back it up. I am going to have to take some damage, but that's okay. I can get this Batterskull, and the way they've slow played, they kind of have to point some of the burn in their hand at my Stoneforge this turn. And that could work out for me. It could let me get up to 5 mana to just hardcast the Batterskull. That's something that could happen here. Yeah, not going to block. Next turn I'll block, though. Playing a tap land, interesting. Oh my gosh, we drew a Gust too. Gust is really good here. Yeah, I think this is still fine. I'm definitely going to put the Batterskull in play on their turn. Let's see what they do here. Boros Charm me. Yeah, this is fine. It feels like I'm going to get the Batterskull in play, which is what's important. If they have 2 Shatters or something, it could go pretty bad, but let's see what they do have here. Are you attacking? Because if they attack, it's a dead giveaway that they have the Shatter. It doesn't seem likely that they have too many ways to counter a Batterskull. Maybe they're just like relying on a skull crack here, thinking that'll be enough, but Aether Gust is going to put a wrench in that plan, let me tell you. Nope. Shatter with the trigger on the stack. No, Boros charm me. Okay. So I think spell piercing this is very reasonable. So I go to 6. Also save the spell pierce. Yeah, I think this is fine. Oh my gosh, Bolt's a phenomenal draw here. I'm gonna play this tapped. I need to bolt now. It goes really bad for me if I pass and they cast a bunch of stuff in response. So, have to bolt now. That's okay. I'm going to 3, but I do have 2 counterspells this turn. So they need to draw a bunch of burn spells. They need to have... They have 3 cards in hand, and they need to be able to cast all 3 of them. And yeah, that doesn't do it. And they can't be creatures either, so they need like exactly 3 burn spells to play through these. I guess Spell Pierce maybe could not work. Oh, Spell Pierce actually looks like it's just definitely not going to work if they have another bolt. If they have to crack the Sunbait Canyon, though, the Spell Pierce could work. Okay, Spell Pierce looks like it'll work now. That's good. Well, hopefully their second one's not one. Oh man, the Spell Pierce! Mize so good! Back to 7 with opponent having 1 card in hand. Beautiful. I get to put my Dreadhorde in play too. This thing is just absolutely not getting cracked until I get at least 1 more hit in. I've even got Bounce Batterskull up if they do draw like a Smash to Smithereens or something crazy. And there you have it. Spell Pierce won me a game that didn't look like I had any business winning, but we'll take it. And then hopefully in this next game we can have a hand that has some removal for the early creatures, darn it. That Eidolon did way too much. I actually think Teferi kind of stinks. I think I'd rather have like 2 Archmage's Charms and a Cryptic maybe. Just to counter some burn spells. It is nice that they have to cast all their burn spells main, so they just like play into my counters. And they can't like overwhelm my mana. Teferi is good against burn in that sense. I still think a counterspell is going to be better. Well, this hand, a little awkward. I can't cast the Archmage's Charm, but it's a good hand. Damage-free mana, at least at the start. Pseudo multiple kill spells. I guess we'll see. It's awkward that this Archmage's Charm... Yeah, the Archmage's Charm looks bad. Although, to be fair, it's looked bad because I have 3 lands that aren't blue, and every time I've drawn this card, I've had 2 of them in my hand. That's not typical, I would say. Alright, Eidolon's really bad for me here. I guess maybe I was supposed to save the Bolt for that. Or we could just draw Path to Exile. That's good, too. I really hate letting this thing get 2 damage on me for free. Maybe it was better if I just shocked this last turn. In case I drew Path. Could also just take 1 here. I can also play the Dreadhorde and just block. It's not like the worst thing ever. Then I'm taking damage I don't need to take. It does set up my next turn to be much better. And I can block. Alright, I kind of hate it, but I think it's the right play. Just get the Dreadhorde set up so that I can kill Eidolon next turn. They kind of have to deal with Dreadhorde this turn, so they're at least not really advancing their board too much, hopefully. Lightning Helix my Arcanist. Awful. And a Suspended Rift Bolt. Alright, so I'm going to 15. Gosh, I have to take so much damage to deal with this Eidolon. I wasn't going to shock the Foundry. I think I do shock the Hallowed Fountain. I hate it, but I think it's right. So essentially I'm going down to 8 here, but they only have 2 cards in hand, and a bunch of them will trade with these. I'm going to let them cast their stuff first, just because it's more damage on them. I might as well. Path doesn't typically get blown up by burn. I don't have creatures, so I'm not like turning on Searing Blaze or anything. If opponent does have burn spells, they should definitely cast them in response to this Path to get the the damage shield from me countering their stuff. But burn players don't generally do that. I don't know. It's definitely the right play. Like if you were going to cast burn spells this turn, you should cast them in response to the Path, because then if I counter them, I take 2 damage for every counter spell I use. All right, another Rift Bolt. That's a little awkward. Gust is a good draw though. Alright, I'm going to play the Flooded Strand because I can get Island. I don't think I'm very likely to win this game. Just way too much damage from the Reveler. Opponent's drawing a pretty good... Oh, that helps. I'll take that. The problem is, unless I draw a Stoneforge Mystic, I'm just going to die here, but I think we'll be okay. Well, that's a pretty good draw. That I will take. I do have to put my shields down, kind of. But I think it's fine. I mean, I think if I don't do this, I just can't win, so I think I need to do this, but certainly a little awkward. Get the Batterskull, and then play this tapped. So I can take 1 3-damage burn spell. I have to counter Boros Charm. If they end of turn Boros Charm, I have to Mana Leak it, and then I'm kind of dead to a lot of stuff, okay? Well, if they have 2, I'm just definitely dead. It's not a question. Doesn't look like they have 2, though. That's good for me. Need to draw a creature or land here. Goblin Guide works. Goblin Guide works. I hate that I have to block here, because now I just have to tap out and jam the Batterskull. But I think I have to block here. Ooh, a Path to Exile's good. It is good. I can Path the Guide. Alright, so I'm going to play the Tarn. Here's the thing. If opponent can't kill Batterskull... No, if they... Yeah. The Tarn doesn't really do anything. I'm just going to cast it. Yeah. I was gonna say, if they do something crazy and like 0.2 burn spells at my germ instead of just killing me, so that their Goblin Guide can kill me. Their Goblin Guide still doesn't kill me, but maybe they have like a Searing Blade. Yeah, I'm still... That just won't ever work. I don't know. Kind of need him to draw a land here. I'm dead to, like, everything. But if I get to attack, I'm gonna... If I get to untap, the game's over. So they need to find it here. Which they may or may not do. I guess we'll see. Bolt me, sure. I'm not really sure why we tanked on this. I guess they're trying to play around Force Negation. I don't have it. Oh, that's frustrating. Well, it's even more frustrating because I have a mana base that damaged me a ton, and this is a much better matchup for blue-white. That is very tilting. I guess I should have seen that I had the wrong deck selected. But that's a tilt. That is a tilt. Alright, we're back for my second match. We have actually selected blue-white this time. You get to see the Hengate pathway firsthand. Yep. So, yeah, definitely the last one. Totally my fault. I should have seen that I was not playing the right deck. Just wasn't paying good enough attention. And I definitely think it cost me. The match ended up being very close. And I think Blue White is much better against Burn than Jeskai is just because of the mana base. But it is what it is. Am I playing against Burn again? What is this? Just the mono Burn matchups. Alright, Stoneforge one time. Drawing Force Negation, though. That's a good draw. I will take a Force Negation. If they play an Eidolon here, I'm going to snare it very quickly. If they do this, I'm going to be sad that my only way to kill these are Path to Exiles, but that's fine. So first trigger, Island. Second trigger, Stoneforge Mystic. I think I want to draw a Stoneforge Mystic badly enough that I'm just not going to fetch here. Get me a Battery Skull. And I will have to discard a card, but this Field of Ruin is not doing anything. Definitely not blocking here. I have the Force Negation to protect it, which is key. Yep. And they knew that was coming, but I do have it. And now I have a Battery Skull in play against Burn. It's just going to be beautiful. I will be at 9 life, which is a little awkward against Burn, but they only have 2 lands in play, and their attacks have been completely stunted from this point forward. Oh, and we're drawing Force Negation again. Well, can't really think of a better draw, so that's going to be nice. I think the fetch is fine. I like the... They're just not going to attack is the thing, but I like the fetch because if they do attack, I get to... you know, kind of control the top of my library, the things I see. What do we got here? I think opponent is now starting to realize the severity of their situation. I'm going to spell snare that. Well, attacking here is not great for them. I'll say that much. Yeah. Alright, let's see what happens when I attack. Are they double blocking? Nope. Alright. Fair enough. I'm gonna play the Vista. Hengate can just be white next turn. I think generally I'd be very happy to have the Hengate here because it saves me life, but I already have the Batter Skull in play, so it's not crazy necessary. Yeah, that's fine. Helix doesn't do anything. Their attacks are still just non-existent. But we're attacking anyway. Alright, I respect it. And I'm drawing a Yace. Alright, well with that trigger on the stack, let's go get me another island. Now I'm drawing a Snapcaster Mage. Fine. Definitely supposed to block the Swift Spear. I basically take no damage here. Well, they knew I had the Force Negation. It wasn't like they had another play. So that is what it is. Snap seems good. Take a snap. It's another Force or another Snare. Oh, or Cryptic. Beautiful. Either way, this game is officially over. And Burn losing to Batter Skull continues to be a thing. Because this deck is not good against 4/4 Lifelinkers. Alright, so I like my Gust, my Extra Force, I like Purge, I like On Thin Ice, and Verdict is like reasonable. It's not amazing. I think all the Cryptics pretty much stink. I don't like Shark Typhoon. Teferi's like medium to bad. I don't really like Feast and Famine either. Alright, I think this is fine. I could see a Jace over, or a Verdict over a Jace as well. Actually, Teferi's probably better than Jace. I think it's close, but it probably is better. Alright, I like this. I still have enough counterspells to stop their burn. The plan is still just Stoneforge Mystic with Force Negation and Protect It. I mean, that is the game plan. But I've got some more cheap spot removal to not get run over by the creatures. Yeah, this hand's perfect. I mean, it's not perfect. I would like a Force Negation for it, but certainly I will accept this. Oh man, this thing hitting a land here would be amazing. Land me please. Yes. Beautiful. I don't even have to discard the hand size because I get to main phase it. Ooh, and we drew the Battery Skull. That's a little awkward, but fine. So don't really want to see Eidolon here because I just used my removal spell. Okay, Rift Bolt's fine. think given what they've done so far, I can actually just fetch this now to avoid them casting something in response. I'm just going to get a basic island, pass, and now I get to leave up Mana Leak and Gust this turn. I'm just getting Rift Bolted, which is totally fine. I'm going to 14. I guess 11, but they only have 3 cards in hand. They have no threat in play, so we'll see what they do, but this should be pretty good for me. And it's pretty possible I can get to a spot where I can cast Stoneforge and have Mana Leak or Gust up to protect it, which is really where you want to be. Alright, I can't Mana Leak this quick enough. Alright, I can pass with more stuff up, but honestly, I think this turn it's fine to just play Stoneforge Mystic, get the Batter Skull. If they kill Stoneforge Mystic, it gain me life, or I guess I get the Fire Ice, because I already have it. But I'm going to be on the cast Batter Skull plan, and if they actually go to kill the Stoneforge right now, I can respond and path it, and just hard cast Batter Skull next turn, which they might not be ready for. I don't know that I'm going to do that, but that is an option we have. Let's see what exactly they do this turn. Okay, so I am getting Searing Blazed. I still think the path here is going to be pretty good. Ooh, now I have Queller too. I'm just going to cast the Battery Skull. Oh, don't cast Fire Ice. What are you doing? Okay, thank you. There you go. There's a little ramp action against Burn. Speed yourself up. Now, if they have 3 bolts here, I'm going to die. Or Smash the Smithereens is pretty bad. Yeah, that's really bad. Alright. So they had the card they needed. That would be why we were trying to leave it up, or why we were trying to protect. I think I have to go to 1 here. Get a little risky. And I definitely want to hit this Fiery Islet before they get a chance to crack it and draw another burn spell. We can no longer gain life, so I don't think I can win this game. Yeah, I'm dead. I guess I go for Snap Mana Leak here. It plays around them having a creature. It's the only way I can double spell this turn. If they just cast it with no other spell in their hand, which they didn't do, this is a spell that's going to kill me right now. Or not. Okay. I'm not saying there's a chance, but I don't know what spell they could have in their hand there that didn't kill me. Maybe a creature? I was still probably dead to that, though, right? Interesting. Well, I do think the play here is to play Sword of Fire and Ice. It protects against them drawing Eidolon. And I want to leave up Queller. I still don't know what this last card... Oh, okay. They have another Smash. That makes a lot of sense. Alright, well now I just got to hope that they don't draw a burn spell. So I want them to draw land or creature here. But if they do that, we have a shot. They whiff on this draw step. The classic burn, slow roll, and draw Boros Charm exactly the turn you need to draw a burn spell. I've seen that a few times in Modern. So it looks like the opponent here has 55 different Smash to Smithereens variants. Makes me want Teferi even more on the play. I can set up Batter Skull in spots where they don't smash it immediately and I can protect it. Seems good to me. This hand is not good. I think it's acceptable, but it's not a good hand, certainly. I'm going to keep. We need to draw well for this hand to do anything. It's really awkward. I'm going to play the Hallowed Fountain tapped 2. That might be wrong. Because now my hand is still weak to Eidolon, and I don't really want it to be. Just pathing on turn 1 is so rough. Maybe they'll have the Lava Spike you or Suspend Riftbolt Eidolon on turn 2 hand. That would be the dream for the way I've played this. They do. Beautiful. Take that all day. Oh, and we drew Stoneforge. Well, that was the best draw in my deck. I don't think there's an argument that it wasn't. I think it just absolutely was the best draw in my deck. I mean, I guess you could have considered playing it there. I'm not playing it with a Riftbolt on Suspend where it just dies immediately. I'd much rather wait, especially given how many Smash to Smithereens I've seen. I really just want to wait and get a good spot for Stoneforge. Okay, so they just have all burn spells, I guess. Kind of odd, but it seems like that is the case. I'm going to play Field of Ruin here. It might actually be a good turn to pop it. Let's see what they do, end of turn. But ideally, I'd get to play Stoneforge Mystic with Mana Leak up next turn. That's kind of where I want to end up. And the field, like, these decks don't usually play that many basics, so the Field of Ruin... Oh, and if they draw 1, the Field of Ruin actually has some synergy. And they don't have any creatures in hand, which makes me think they have a Smash to Smithereens, like 100% of the time here. Ooh, second path is pretty good. Do I just keep waiting? Nah, I'm going to run the Stoneforge out. They didn't do anything on their turn, so it's a little awkward. But overall, I think it's fine. We've learned our lesson with this person having 15 smashes and keeping a hand with no creatures in it, which still seems odd to me. Helix Me is totally fine. So again, they just clearly have a Smash to Smithereens in hand, because otherwise you have to kill the Stoneforge Mystic. You just can't make this play if that's, you know, what's going on. Like, you just have to kill Stoneforge every time there. Or path it, that's also fine. Interesting outcome to that scenario, though. They're still missing a land, which is pretty nice, because next turn I can actually just hardcast Battle Scroll with Mana Leak backup to protect from the Smash. I'm kind of hoping they play a creature this turn or something, so they don't get to, like, smash, untap, smash again. But it feels like their hand has 5 Smash to Smithereens in it. That's the sense I'm getting here. I would like to draw something else. Castle Ardenvale really isn't that something else. But maybe if they have 100 Smash to Smithereens in hand, I can start castling. Because they're not doing anything. Now, do they play 3 basics or 2? Looks like 3. Well, that's a little annoying. But we got a clock. We're ready. We are ready to go. Searing Blaze? Oh, they had a land into it too. That's really annoying. Still. Oh, man. I can play Battle Scroll with Mana Leak and Gust Up next turn. It is interesting. This only really goes bad to 2 smashes. So they need 2. It's pretty likely that they have 2, but they need 2. Yeah, I'm game. Show me all these smithereens. Yep. I think picking it up here makes the most sense because I don't have to spend the spell. Yeah, they just have 2 smashes. Of course they do. Well, it's very annoying. Meanwhile, I guess I have a clock in Ardenvale, but I'm dead to them. Just like they just have a bunch of cards in hand because I've waited so long. That doesn't do anything, at least. Multiple Gweeds, huh? Okay. Okay. Opt. I don't very much care about Opt. I'm just going to block here. I want to stay at 4 because it's kind of virtual card advantage. Definitely don't need more lands. Alright, Snare does stuff. That one's annoying. I guess I gust it. Probably should have let him attack and then gusted it, but that's fine. They bottomed it, fair. Skewer, alright, I'm going to fire off the Mana Leak now. Purge is a card. We're starting to run low on answers to things, but Purge is a card. We do have Boros Charm covered at least, so they can't top deck that here. Nope, need to snare that. Now we no longer have Boros Charm covered, but here we are. Ooh, I do get to cut them off white mana. That's actually pretty relevant. Now we do have Boros Charm covered, which is beautiful. And we're starting to clock. I don't know if we can win. If they draw some white spells, we have a shot. Riftbolt, I go to 1. Yup. Getting hairy. Getting very hairy. Oh, Queller's a phenomenal draw. Way to go, Queller. So we got a burn spell stopped here. We can answer creatures. Eidolon's still pretty rough. But they don't have access to white mana. That's good for us. Searing Blaze. I cannot let that resolve, sadly. Oh, there's a chance! Don't call it a comeback! We need him to draw some white spells. White spells or lands would be great for me here. Okay. Still got a chance. They're dead next turn. It's possible they drew White Spell last turn. They didn't cast anything end of turn. That's also good for us. Inspiring Vantage tapped! Ooh, that's awkward. Yes! Yes! What a W! Oh, that was a crazy win. The double smash into... Whew! Alright. Well, we found a way. We'll take it. What a W. Crazy. If there's this much burn, there's a chance I should just switch to Green-White Heliod and just stomp. Oh boy, this hand is not very good. I've got an opt to fix everything though, right? That's probably fine. Let's keep it. And by probably fine, I mean almost assuredly not fine. Opponent's on 5 though. And if they are playing Tron and they're on 5, this is a good hand. I'll say that much. It's even like not the worst against Dredge. Plains? What? Spring. Oh, Hammer Time. Oh, this hand is not good against Hammer Time. I guess I have a force for the first hammer, but this is not a good hand against Hammer Time. I'm going to get hammered this time. Huh? Huh? No? Alright. It wasn't good. Yeah, you know, sometimes you throw one out there and then you realize immediately, like, no, that was probably not very good. This is Hammer Time, right? Alright, Stoneforge Mystic. Sure. Sure. Don't want a Vista. Teferi seems quite good, though. They also don't have a Sagrada's Aid here, which is relevant. If they do have a Sagrada's Aid, this could get really awkward for me. But given that they don't have that card yet, we're in a pretty good shape. Okay, Shadow Spear is totally fine. Yeah, this is all fine. All completely fine. I actually think it might be crazy, but I'm just going to bounce the Stoneforge here. They're going to get some value, whatever. It's fine by me. I'll have a Teferi in play. The important thing here is we're cycling through the deck. Although we seem to have only be drawing lands, which is a little awkward, but it's okay. Opponent has many hammers. Many of them. Oh my gosh. They have all of the hammers. Their hand is 3 hammers now. Could even be 4. Alright, so Sigarda's Aid is going to get us killed. We are not going to be able to beat that card. So I actually have to counter Sigarda's Aid. That's where the game is at now. I'm also going to hit Silent Clearing main phase, just to stop them from getting a card off of it. I guess Plains, I don't think it matters. I have to Force of Negation Sigarda's Aid though. I don't think that's even close. Like that's just the play I have to make if they draw one. Equipping here. I also need the Spell Snare, Pure Steel Paladin. Those are the 2 cards they're not allowed to have because their hand is 3 cards that will kill me if they're able to use them, but they currently can't use them. Steel Shaper's Gift. Alright. Their hand is 4 Colossus Hammers. That's it. They just have 4 hammers. It's literally the whole hand. So they can't get it on an Inkmoth Nexus, and I still have Force. I guess I can wait 1 turn. I don't need to do this now. I'm just going to Field of Ruin the Inkmoth here. I think that's just the safest play. Because next turn I can just hard cast a Batter Skull with Force Negation, Snare, and Path up and just be like fully protected. I just don't see a huge reason to give him a spot to resolve something here by tapping out. I think they only have 8 cards. I guess at some point they could get to enough lands that they equip it, but this thing costs like 20 to equip, right? Actual 8. So they're halfway there. You can almost equip it. Steel Shaper's Gift, yep. Paradise Mantle, okay. Sure, all of this, fine. And that's a Batter Skull. It's just a big old thick boy. It's a big germ. Big old germ, man. Pure Steel Paladin? Absolutely not. No thank you. I imagine they're going to play Lurrus here, which is excellent for me because I'll snap Path to Exile it so quick. Okay, they are actually waiting on Lurrus, which makes sense, kind of. Oh, we drew another snare. That's actually amazing. Do I bounce Stoneforge Mystic? I mean, it's not even trading here. Yeah, I'm not going to waste my time bouncing it. I do think I'm going to play this Teferi. But not bounce anything, just plus. I still have 2 spells up. I know their hand mostly. If they go for Lurrus... Well, let's see what they do. If they go for Lurrus, they could put the Pure Steel in play. But they won't have enough mana to Colossus Hammer. And I still think... I can snare this. Yeah, I should just snare this in Path Lurrus. It doesn't leave me weak to another drawn Pure Steel, but I still have the... I guess I still have a Teferi minus at some point. Their hand still includes 4 Colossus Hammers and a Paradise Mantle, so they have 1 unknown card. It is presumably not a land. Oh, that's a very interesting draw step. Do I have enough mana to do all of this? I guess they... this doesn't have trample, right? I guess I could get in. I could bounce and Path and get a Feast and Famine hit in. That's just not that good, though. It's fine. Let's see what happens when I bounce the equipped Stoneforge. See what I draw, I guess. Second Stoneforge Mystic. Well, that's among the worst draws in my deck, I would say. I do think I can have a risky turn here because of Path to Exile. So I'm going to let them chump here. They also might just take it, but I assume they'll chump. Yeah. I'm going to path this to make sure they don't have access to the Pure Steel Paladin. Again, so if they draw Sigarda's Aid this turn, we're kind of in bad shape. It's not something we couldn't beat, but I would really like them to not draw it this turn. Maybe I got a little greedy with the Feast and Famine. I'm not sure. Opponent does have many hammers. Okay. Oh, okay. We knew all the rest of the cards in their hand. It's a Stoneforge Mystic, a Paradise Mantle, and 4 Colossus Hammers. So all of this is fine. It doesn't do anything. Do you have another equipment to get? Do you actually run more than 6 equipment? Fails to find. So they have 6 equipment. Fair. Alright. It looks like we're starting to get towards equip, hard equip Colossus Hammer phase, I guess. I would love to have a Fire and Ice to go get. I boarded it out right before this, sadly. I guess I should have played that first main phase, but it doesn't really matter. I don't have anything to get. I only have 1 spell and I can cast it, so whatever. Sigarda's Aid? Oh, heck no. Not a chance. I was dead to that, despite being at 27. I mean, assuming it resolves, of course. Curious if they attack Teferi here. I have drawn quite a few lands this game, I'll say that. I think one Path to Exile basically shores everything up. I think it ends the game. Shark Typhoon would also be pretty good. We can make a really big shark. They're attacking Teferi. That makes sense. I think certainly they're supposed to. Question is, what do you do with these other 3 hammers? You're just going to discard them to Feast and Famine? Or maybe they're chumping this turn. Chumping's also good for me. I'll take it. Ooh, Opt is quite good. Yeah, second Opt is fine. Alright, Path shores up the game. Beautiful. Can't lose now. Clear eyes, full heart, can't lose. Beautiful. Looks like they're just fine dumping the Colossus Hammers. I mean, it makes sense, but now I'm actually to the point where, like, they only have 2 Colossus Hammers left in hand. That was probably the best draw they could have had. That said, yeah, if they cast a spell, or no, they're equip zeroing first. All right. I'm actually pretty fine if they just put a hammer on this thing. It's kind of annoying, but so they just have a huge. Why does it have trample? Because of Shadow Spear. All right. It does not, however, have vigilance, which is a thing. And I am. Oh, it has trample though, so it could. They can definitely kill Teferi if they want to kill Teferi. Alright, so they're just playing all of these. That makes sense. But now Steel Shaper's Gift doesn't do anything, so they have 2 Pure Steel Paladins left in their deck, and they're kind of the only draws, although they are kind of close to equipping. Oh, this thing has lifelink? Jeez. Alright, well, Teferi's done. Oh my goodness. I can make a very thick shark. Like, really thick shark. That's an awesome draw. Alright. That was sweet. Oh, I guess they can chump here. I don't think they will, though. Let's see what they do here. Okay. Yeah, the chump doesn't make a ton of sense, honestly. Oh my goodness. The thickest shark you've ever seen. So do I want to equip on it? I think we can do that next turn. Let's just make a really thick shark. I think size matters a lot here. So it's a 16-16. Oh, and theirs won't have flying, which is relevant because I can maybe kill them next turn. All right. What a game. Ooh, we drew another Stoneforge Mystic. It doesn't do anything. Perfect. You'll love to see it. Yeah. They got an 11-13 Ornithopter, and it's not the biggest thing on the field. Taste it. Oh, they can start equipping more hammers, though. Oh, no. This game is going to quickly get out of hand. I'll tell you what. That is a thick Ornithopter. Jeez, man. So much. I'm at 38 and it's still 2-shots me. Alright, it appears we're going to need to find a way to kill this. That is not the way. It's alright, though. I'm giving up on the germ. I'm going to play the Stoneforge Mystic. Oh my god, I wish I had a sword here. It'd be so good. This thing does 30 this turn. I need a kill spell stat. It's one of the weirdest games of Magic I've ever played. Mishra's Bauble. I probably should have countered that. I guess. My shark's not big enough. Can I, like, 18 block? No. Alright, well, we're losing the race. They're getting 30 life a turn with a Trampler. It's getting kind of rough out there. But a Snapcaster Mage wins the game. Jace, Teferi. I guess I only have one Teferi left. A lot of outs. How about the fourth Stoneforge Mystic with no Sword of Fire and Ice? That would be absolutely spectacular here. Alright, well, I'm getting in. I'm going to send all the Stoneforges. God, when you just kill for Fire and Ice here, I'll tell you what. Oh, I have to block next turn to stay alive? No! I'm just going to get the shuffle in. Alright, still don't have it. But I have many outs. And I get to counter whatever they play. I guess I go to 1 here. If I chump with this here Stoneforge. I will block. Going to 1. Taking 29. Deck, give me an out to this thing. Plez! Oh, Hengegate is way not the out. Okay. Okay. Alright. Well, that's alright. So it looks like I'm chumping this turn. I don't like it, but it seems like that's where we're at. My 22/22 lifelink vigilance creature needs to chump block. That is an interesting scenario. I've never seen anything like this. Easily one of the weirdest spots I've ever been in Magic. Yup. Opponent is now at 57. They have a Giver of Runes. No. Not having that. Nope. I don't think this really matters because I'm probably equipping the Spell Queller. No, wait, I can't let the Spell Queller die, right? Alright, I mean, it doesn't. We'll make a Germ, sure. We got the Stone Forges, they might as well do something. Way to kill an Ornithopter deck, please! I have so many! Oh, another Hengate Pathway! Come on, deck! Get it together! I guess we're just on infinite chumps here. It's not going to last long, but I can do some chumping. Soak up a bit of damage. Deck, we're not asking for that much. We just need spells. We can't draw any more Stoneforge Mystics, so that's where that's at. My opponent is at 82 life. This game might go to decking. Yes, we drew the snap, finally! We found the way! Might be a little too late. Because they'll start being able to equip these again at some point here. But we did draw a snap, that's good. I do get to fog them for a turn. It's also good. The Inkmoth doesn't seem to be a real plan. I'm going to get a Mistgate Pathway in there. Whew! That's a big, mean Ornithopter. I've got one snappy boy here. Boom. Now they have to spend 40 mana, I guess like 32 mana to re-equip, which they actually have a lot of, so it's not out of the realm of possibilities that happens here. Oh, multiple Ink Moths too? Come on, man. Yeah, this Stoneforge Mystic's about to get thick. It'll be a very thick Stoneforge Mystic. Yup. Very thick. Castle Ardenvale, huh? Well, I was hoping for spells. It's not really it. It is kind of sick with Feast and Famine, though. So I think this is the play. Feast and Famine equip here. I can Ardenvale and equip Batterskull. This is outrageous. Equip here. They might use Inkmoth here. I think that's a reasonable play by them. I will chump attack with these things to encourage them not to use Inkmoth. I'd like to get this hit in. Alright. Works for me. Alright, we're going to make a lot of 1/1s. That's our game plan. We're going to have many 1/1s. If oh no, they're gonna have a giant lifelinker again. All right, well we're back to needing another path, I guess. Or Teferi. Teferi would still be good. So would Jace. So would just even Opt to find these things. We have a lot of cards left in our deck, or we don't have that many cards left in our deck, and we draw on almost every land. So we're getting close. Ooh, they can't equip the Shadow Spear. That's big. That is big. Oh, I guess they can, but they have to tap it. Interesting. Very interesting. Bounce spell, please, deck! Yes! Yes! Beautiful! Go home, Stoneforge Mystic. You're too thick. The thickest Stoneforge. The thickest. That Stoneforge definitely has the thickness. Oh man, Ardenvale with Feast and Famine. Broken engine. Just so strong. They kind of need to do something about Yace here too. Oh, Giver's scary actually. Giver's very scary. Are you equipping to the Giver? Oh man, they're going all in. I like it. I probably would have replayed Stoneforge Mystic, but I like it. No, wait. Oh, they had to discard the Stoneforge Mystic. Yeah, hello. I do have a Feast and Famine in my deck, or in play. That makes sense. Well, I guess this is working really well. We should just keep doing this. And then you discard it. Yup. My army of 1-power creatures and a thick Queller are gonna get there. So the really giant shark doesn't look like it played a huge role in the game, but I think it was very important. And Jace the Mind Sculptor, still better than all, as it turns out. They're equipping the Ink Moth. All right. Do they have enough to equip? They're one short, right? One short. So if they play a creature, I have to mana leak. Oh, they drew the land! Yikes! So they can't exactly equip. It doesn't have trample, though. Oh, then I can just block with the 1/1, right? Yeah, this doesn't get them anywhere. Yeah, okay. Just that makes sense. All right. I got it. Time to get rid of this here Flooded Strand. Oh, this is exactly what we wanted for these two cards. I guess I do have one island left in my deck. Oh man, this Ardenvale value. Look how many humans I've made. It's so many. So much value. I think opponent has flooded pretty hard here. Do I finally have them dead next turn? I think I do. Are you equipping and just going in? Yep, alright. Beginning of combat, I'm going to tap draw, because I don't need to do anything else. We even drew a Force Negation. Not that we needed it, but we did draw it. Now, is this lethal? I need to do 21, 8, 9, 10, 11, 16, 17, 18. No, I can do exactly 20. Ah, alright. We'll keep waiting. We have Snap Cryptic, so it's not like it matters, but Still. Oh my god. The value. There's too much value! Look at it! Oh, it's so good! Look at the value! We've essentially gone infinite. Infinite 1/1s. Sir, I've demonstrated a loop. I would like to make infinite 1/1s now. And that's it for game 1. Nice start. So we started at 1-1 against Burn. First loss was a little questionable based on awkward deck choice by myself. Is Deicide a thing? Exiling Sigarda's Aid is not 0. Like, that does something. I think Skyclave is just going to be better, though. I do like Force. On Thin Ice also good. What's not good here? Mana Leak seems pretty questionable. I like Spell Snare. Everything else seems mostly good. Oh, Fire and Ice is way better than Feast and Famine here, although both are acceptable. I still think it's way better than Feast and Famine. Cryptic's a little loose, but fine. Oh, I don't need Shark Typhoon, I don't think. It was good that game, but I don't think I need it. I'm going to cut a Stoneforge here. I want to be more controlling. I want to keep my blue count high. I think this is fine. 3 Stoneforges for 2 equipment. Reasonable. Like, against Burn, cutting a Stoneforge is just absolutely not on the menu. There's no world you ever do that. Against this deck, I need to stop them from hitting me with Hammer. I don't need to get a clock going necessarily. As you saw, we won the long game, despite it looking a little rough at times. Alright, this is a pretty awkward hand, honestly. Hopefully Opt smooths it out and I can get some Snap Opt action, maybe. Field Ruin is good. It protects me from Ink Moth at the very least. Although Giver can protect Ink Moth from it. Just a little awkward. I guess if they made it pro-colorless, it would also make the hammer fall off, so maybe it's not like the end of the world. I'm still kind of protected from Ink Moth. Just like I have to Stone Rain myself. I'm still supposed to Force Negation this card, I believe. I think that card's too good. Like, their whole deck is based around that card, and they don't have any way to find it. Like, Force Negationing the hammer works, but it's not amazing. Because they have, like, as you saw last game, they have 20 tutors. They can find a way to get more hammers. They're just not generally very good at finding Sigarda's Aid. I don't need lands. I need stuff that interacts. Well, I guess that interacts, but they haven't played any non-basics yet, so not super close to casting it. Ooh, let's use this timely spell snare I drew. Oh, baby. Okay, okay. So I was going to spend my turn like doing something that didn't matter. Instead, I get to kill all of their permanents, or all their creatures, I guess, and be in a good shape. That turn worked out very nicely for me. I was actually pretty scared of them not playing a non-basic land that turn. Hopefully they crack the Silent Clearing here. Or if they play something, hopefully I draw a white source. A second Pure Still here would be kind of a disaster, honestly. Okay, Stoneforge is fine. They got a hammer. Are they just casting it? Alright. A little questionable, but fair. Oh my, we drew Teferi. I'm in a really awkward spot to pure steel because they have 2 hammers. And the only thing that really gets me out of it is to fairy bounce Stoneforge, which finds them another hammer. But I think that's mostly fine. It's awkward. Like, I really want to use Field of Ruin here. I wish I had a way to kill this, but I think this is going to be the best play. Alright, and now I have the Skyclave app, which is going to be huge. I can feel if they use the Silent Clearing again. Okay, that's fine. That's actually fine here. Ooh, Luris in hand. Interesting. Very interesting. Still going to hit the Silent Clearing. I'm going to plus the fairy, and I think this is a good turn to just play Sword of Fire and Ice. Just get it out there. I'm going to Skyclave something next turn. It looks like they're stone forging again. That makes sense. They're trying to get another land here so that they can play Luris and play Pure Steel Paladin out of their graveyard, which makes a lot of sense. So their hand right now is Luris and something. Although that's actually kind of scary what's happening there. Let's see what happens when I opt. Draw an on thin ice. That's even better. I'll take that all day. So I get to hit this Stoneforge Mystic, equip Fire Ice, pass. If they draw the land for Luris, they get to equip a bunch of stuff, but I have On Thin Ice plus Teferi Bounce to deal with Pure Steel and Luris. So I should be in good shape. I can honestly even just bounce this On Thin Ice and just give them a giver. And then get rid of Luris plus Pure Steel so they don't have anything. Alright, the third Sigarda's Aid of the game. Not very good. So their hand is just Luris right now. I guess they're getting their 4th hammer. But they're not in great shape, I don't think. Oh, and we drew Cryptic? Well, that's the game. That is, in fact, the game. Oh, man. Fire Ice is beaten down, and you'll love to see it. Mistgate. Nah. Nope. Counter target spell, draw a card. This one tapped. I guess thinning makes sense there because I am about to draw a card, but we'll be alright. To them. We do have lethal next turn as well. Oh, and we drew a Jace. Well, hello, Jace. How you doing, buddy? I guess it's slightly better to tap like this, right? This. So I know their hand is like a Colossus Hammer and some random draw step. I'm still probably better looking for, like a Queller or something. Any of this, honestly. All going to be fine. All right. And that should do it. Even if opponent... This deck doesn't have a way to give haste. GG's. Alright, we are here for round 4. I have won the die roll, which is pretty nice. We are currently 2-1. And yeah, this hand is not amazing, but totally keepable. I think I'm just going to lead on Island. I could play Ardenvale tapped, but it's going to come to play untapped anyway because I have a plane, so no like huge reason to do that. Force Negationing a Utopia Sprawl actually makes a lot of sense. It could color screw them. I don't hate it. I'm also like pretty far away from using this Cryptic. It sets them back a full turn. Makes their Arbalest worse. It might color screw them. I think it's reasonable. I don't think I'm going to, but I think Force Negationing that was reasonable. I'd rather save this for a Coco if I can. Alright. Just going to play Stoneforge here. Drawing the blue land is actually nice. I would have preferred a Path Exile, but the blue land's fine. Feast and Famine is protection from most of their board. I think I'm going to get Feast and Famine. They definitely have white stuff, so it doesn't always connect, but they also aren't great at killing my stuff outside of like the 3 Skyclaves they have, so alright. Well, just gonna pass now. If they end of turn, or if they, if they Coco with me activating Stoneforge to put Feast and Famine in play, I'll Force Negation it. If they main phase cast something I can Force Negation, I'll probably Force Negation that as well. Let's see what they do here. I would love to be able to Force Negation Heliod. Sadly, that doesn't work. That's an aggro attack. If I just had the Battle Scroll in my hand, they get so punished. I'll take it, though. Not a huge deal. So I do hope they go for Coco in response to me activating. That would be very good for me. I don't think they will, though. Yeah, they're smart. They don't do it. And I'm going to fetch a tap land here, too, just to try to incentivize the Coco even harder. Maybe I was supposed to get Battered Skull. Alright, I think it's entirely too likely that they have Coco here. And sadly, I have to just hard counter it. I don't have a better play. Which does leave me somewhat vulnerable this turn, but at least they didn't resolve a Coco. And if they go for it main phase, and I've already used my Force Negation, okay. That's not amazing for me, but it's fine. Ooh, that's actually a little scary. Good news is I get a hit with Feast and Famine next turn. To start emptying their hand, which is strong. Alright, so I'm going to main phase Opt. Really looking for a blue source here. That's a blue source, perfect. Yeah. I could Snap Opt, but then I'll be down a blue source. I didn't have quite enough to equip, but now we're in a good spot with Cryptic up. These things are going to start getting kind of big. But if they empty their hand, we have like end of turn Cryptic Bounce Heliod. Yeah. Alright, I think Bounce Draw is too good here, actually. I could bounce Heliod and do this, but I think this is going to be better. It's just going to make racing me very, very difficult for them. Activate the other one, sure. But now they can't replay this one unless they have another land in hand. And it will become a 4/4, and it will have lifelink, but the Feast and Famine is going to do some work. I did draw another blue source too, which is pretty nice. Now we just really need a Path to Exile. Giver's fine. So their hand is exactly Conclave Mentor, which is fine. Hidden Temple Garden doesn't really do anything, and the Pendelhaven's also like really not doing anything right now. I do think I'm okay to shock. Maybe I wasn't supposed to shock. Well, let's see if they block. Okay, no blocks. Makes me pretty comfortable making a 1/1 here. So the other Mentor's gone. They do have a Giver of Runes now, which is a thing. I think I let this resolve and then just tap their team. Tap all creatures your opponents control, draw a card. Yep. Ooh, another Stoneforge Mystic here is very nice. Ooh, and drawing Cryptic Command is also very nice. Alright, that's exactly what we wanted. Alright, I think the game is over from this point. I get to get me a Battery Skull. Equip to Snipcaster Mage. Activate Stoneforge Mystic. Put Battery Skull in. Get in for the beats. Untap all these lands. And now they can't even like pro a color to get through. And I still have Cryptic Taps if I need them. I do need to make sure a Spike Feeder doesn't happen. Okay, so I think I can just Cryptic, tap, counter. Counter target spell, tap all creatures your opponents control. And then they have no plays to make and they're dead on board. Beautiful. Alright, so how are we boarding against this? I definitely like Fire Ice. Gust is like reasonable. I'll bring it in. I like Skyclave. I like Deicide. I like Anthonice. Snare is medium at best. Pretty off of it. I don't think Force Negation's great either. It's like fine. I'm going to cut Feast and Famine and Shark Typhoon for sure. Jace is like fine. I kind of want to just cut Force Negation. It's not good against him. You saw how awkward it is against Coco. And one more cut. It's either a Mana Leak or a Cryptic. I think Cryptic's like added utility of also hitting Heliod or like breaking up combo is reasonable enough that I kind of want to cut a Mana Leak. But cutting a Mana Leak on the draw might be a little rough. What if I just cut a Stoneforge Mystic? Yeah, I think I can cut a Stoneforge Mystic here. I think this is fine. I still have 3 of them. I'll find one. The equipment plan is more of a close out the game. It's not something I need early, so the 4th one I don't think is crucial. Obviously, it's nice to play it, but I'm really trying to slow them down early. I'd much rather just get off a quick Deicide on a Heliod or kill the board. That's where I'd rather be. This is really awkward. I think this hand's a keep, but I'm pretty nervous I'm just dead with this hand. On the draw, nothing to do on 1, no Force Negation. I do have a turn 2 Stoneforge, but we just said it like wasn't that good. And I'm going to draw another land. Beautiful. So we'll see what they cast this turn. There's a chance I need to just Aether Gust the Elf main phase just to stop them from Cocoing into combo here. Because it looks like this is going to be a... I guess this could be a Giver, or the... No, it's a Heliod. Okay. Yep. Very awkward. And our draws have basically just not cooperated in any way, shape, or fashion. Or any way, shape, or form, I guess. So that's awkward. They did bottom the Elf, so that's good. Ooh, if they're short on mana, that was... Oh, no, they're not. All right, well... It was worth a shot. The Fairy was a very good draw, though. So... Is fetching the Thin here, does that make sense? I think it does. I definitely want to put a blue source in play in case I draw a Cryptic. So Field's out. It's probably just the island. Just see what I draw. I don't need to make a decision on these. Although thinning when you're this flooded does make sense. I'm going to return Giver. Do they have a... Okay, I was going to say. Am I about to get got by a Dryad Arbor? That'd be sick. Alright, I did not get got by Dryad Arbor. So opponent can gain infinite life here. I do have Jace in my deck, so I'm not dead to infinite life. It's not great for me if they do that, but it is the scenario. If they miss their land drop here... No, okay, they never do. Very good. Well, Batterskull's pretty terrible. I do think I get stone. I do think I have to Stoneforge Mystic here, sadly. Get Fire Ice. I'm in a rough shape to a lot of things. I'm also just dead to combo because of Pendelhaven, right? Maybe I was supposed to Field of Ruin the Pendelhaven to stop combo. They do need another land. Well, we'll see what happens. I might just be dead here. They can sack Ranger Captain to stop me. If they have a land, they can play a Ballista, put a counter on it. Yeah. This is why I want Deicides, because just that whole game I could have just Deicided a Heliod and the whole matchup's over. Otherwise, this gets really annoying. I don't think I want to change anything. I think everything seems fine. I just need to make sure I answer Heliod better. Maybe the turn where I bounced Heliod instead of hitting Giver, or I bounced Giver instead of Heliod was wrong. I could buy that. If I had a counterspell to follow it up, I'd probably 100% bounce Heliod there. But given that I just don't have a counterspell, I think I made the play I had to make. Oh my god, we have the Deicide, we only have one land! I don't think this hand is keepable. Like, if I had Ops or something, I would snap keep it, but I just have a bunch of expensive blue cards, and it's not even a blue-white land either, which is a problem. Oh, this hand's... I guess, better? Question mark. It's really not. It's mostly worse. I think it's good enough to keep, but this hand is bad. Alright, I'm definitely getting rid of Cryptic here. I'm way far away from casting that. Probably Aether Gusting, whatever ramp spell they play here. Especially Utopia Sprawl. Yep, that's getting gusted. I'm not going to fetch here because I want to draw a land, hoping there's a land on top. That plays. Certainly plays. Given they put Temple Garden, or the Utopia Sprawl on Temple Garden, I think I'm going to get greedy and try to Field of Ruin. I mean, it's not super greedy, but I think it's where I'm supposed to go. Really hoping they play a green spell here. It's pretty unlikely that they don't play a white spell, but I'm hoping. Almost all their 3-drops are like pure white, so especially if they're shocking, they're probably playing a white spell, but they could play a Conclave, Mentor. Giver's fine. Question is, do I want to path the Giver? It makes my path not really do anything. I think I'm supposed to path the Giver. I think so. Just makes the combo harder. I still have... It also lets Jace be a more effective play. Oh, Teferi bounce Utopia Sprawl is also pretty good. But then it lets it be safe. Yeah, I'm still probably supposed to just hit this now. Slows them down quite a bit. And I am going to get another blue here. I'm not representing path anymore, but that's fine. They didn't get a basic? What? This deck plays so many basics. They must have misclicked, right? Unless their hand is all basic lands. Maybe they're just like not playing very many basics? Interesting. I don't know. That was weird. Thought for sure you'd get a basic there, but I guess not. So definitely a good turn to play Teferi. Bounce this Arbor Elf. I feel like they have Veil... Nope, no Veil of Summer. Okay. I was going to say, you probably would cast a Veil of Summer in response to Teferi, because you're not really using it after this. Do you... Okay, so they did have the Veil of Summer, they just didn't really realize how Teferi works. That's fair. And we drew Deicide. That's amazing. Okay. Okay, so now we just need him to put a Heliod in play and the game's over. Heliod? Spike Feeder? Spike Feeder's fine. Ooh, Field of Ruin's also pretty good. I still think my best play here is just Jace minus. Just bounce the Spike Feeder. If they want to sack their Spike Feeder to counter my minus, that's fine. I don't think there's any chance they'll do that. They are actually doing this, okay. Or, no, they're just gaining 2. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a ton of sense. It's a free gain 2 there. Of course they gain 2, obviously. Alright, they got an elf squad going on. Elfed up. Seems like a pretty safe turn to brainstorm, and oh my goodness, we hit the jackpot. Well, Fire Knights is going away. I think this turn is going to involve Queller plus Gust. I don't think I need a second Gust, though. Oh, I want to plus my Teferi. Let's not miss that. Beautiful. And this way, if they attack with their Arbor Elves to kill Jace, which they certainly could do, I can either just eat one with a Queller or Gust it and leave up Queller. Both seem like totally reasonable options. Veil of Summer. That's... I could just Gust it. I think I'm just going to Quell that, honestly. Because now they don't have attacks. I still get to leave up Gust. Not like I couldn't have gusted stuff anyway, but I can't gust elves. But I'm not getting Coco'd here, which is important. And it looks like they're trying to Coco, because that's how they get back in the game. Yep, and played that perfectly. I guess I could have... Yeah, I don't know. I guess either way I used it was good, but making sure I could double spell there was great. Beautiful. We drew a Stoneforge Mystic. I'll take it. The Mana Leak's like still pretty good. Is Gust better? I can put a Path back at this point. Yeah. I'm actually going to leave up Field of Ruin in case I don't want to do anything. I can use it to get a second white source and fix my mana a little bit. Fire Ice has to be better here, right? I probably should have attacked, but it's not going to matter. Opponent is extremely behind the 8-ball at this point, and when I gust, I guess I'll just Mana Leak this one. Probably should Gust, just because it makes them keep drawing company. But, yeah, there's no way they're coming back. Repeated shocks are really tough for this deck to beat. I'm going to return this one too. Alright. So we're a little flooded, but I think the game's over, so it doesn't really matter. I do appreciate opponent trying to play it out, though. I am going to Aether Gust that. I guess I don't really need to Aether Gust it. Sure. Doesn't really matter. I mean, I kill it with my Fire Ice hit, so whatever. Oh, I don't kill it because I have a Pendelhaven. Yeah, I should have gusted it. Whatever. Not that any of it matters. I think the game's over. Ooh, a Battery Skull, huh? I guess I'll put these two back. I guess I'll pitch the Henge Gate. I don't really need it. I mean, opponent could have protected their elf with Pendelhaven here. Not that it mattered. Like I have Deicide up for Heliod, so like their way of like cheekily winning the game is done. I had Snap Mana Leak. Even if I had gusted it, I still had it. GG. All right, so we're 3-1. That was been a successful start so far to Manatraders. 3-0 with blue-white. Yeah, sadly, we have that one Jeskai lost to Burn, but you know, whatever. You do get 3 losses before you need 7 wins, so that's fine. All right, looks like we've lost the die roll in round 4. It's a little unfortunate, but not the end of the world. And, prime example of Glacial Fortress being worse than Hengegate, right here. I still think this is a keep. But man, this would be much better as a Hengegate pathway, I'll tell you what. And they just immediately get a tap Prairie Stream, so... it would be awesome to draw an island here. Deck? No. Alright. If they play a Stoneforge, I'm probably pathing it. And I'm, like, very unhappy about it, but I probably am. This seems more like a controlling version. Sure. Alright. Upkeep stop. No, alright. Yeah, I think I'm going to fetch out a Hallowed Fountain here. It seems pretty unlikely my life total matters. I'm going to rep Mana Leak. They might just jam it to Fairy here, and that'd be really awful for me. But I also can't stop it, so here we are. If they do jam it to Fairy, just tap out and jam it. I'm probably opting looking for a Force Negation, because this hand's just really bad against that. We'll see. I was going to say, you don't usually jam them here. Next turn I have Queller up at least to protect it, which is a thing. Not amazing, but it is a thing. And my deck should be more nimble than theirs. It should be. I have cheaper spells in general if they're playing the controlling version, which it does look like that's what they're doing. Definitely want to opt end of turn. Don't know if it matters. Cryptic's okay. I can't cast it, but I think it's fine. It's good in the matchup. And I am going to... It's pretty likely my next turn includes just snap opt end of turn. It's possible it doesn't, of course, but it's pretty likely that's what happens. And now I can cast it, so everything seems like it's working good. Would be a little perturbed to see them snap opt here. I don't love that. Okay. Usually getting like an early snap opt is a really good... Oh, and they're missing their land too. Well, I would have jammed if I was them. I am also just going to jam now. If they want to use a counterspell on Snapcaster here, that's fine. Yep, that's fine. Ooh, I drew Stoneforge Mystic. I'm still not supposed to play Stoneforge here, I don't believe. I think I play Stoneforge next turn when I can leave up Queller. And this turn, I want to go for Snap Opt again, if I can. Let's see what they do, but that's what I'd like to do. Foretold a card, so they're playing the Foretell spell, I guess. That seems pretty interesting. Nope, I don't want to cast that one. I want to cast this. I assume that's Behold the Multiverse. Oh, another Cryptic here. I think when I already have the first Cryptic, the second Cryptic's a lot worse. It's just kind of clunky. I'd rather have a Force Negation or a Planeswalker or a lot of things, I think. Oh, that Hengegate's looking real nice. Oh my, we got a Jace too. Hello, Jace. Alright, let's start by attacking. Let's see what they do. If they tap out, there is some world where I would play Jace, but I still don't think I would. If they path here, there's just no way they're pathing here, right? This just can't be that valuable, the 2 damage. Yeah. Alright, so they don't path there. I don't think they would have. It seems like a bad play. I am going to jam Stoneforge Mystic. They didn't have the Spell Snare for the snap, so they probably also don't have it for the Stoneforge, but you never know. Alright. Ooh, pathing with the trigger on the stick. That's fine. Now the question is... Do I get Feast and Famine? I think I'm supposed to just get Feast and Famine here, honestly. It's way more threatening with a Snapcaster. I can't even cast it with Queller backup at this point. I can't equip still. But like if they jam something into my Queller here, we're going to be in... What? They drew a Terminus. That's fine. It like doesn't do anything. Well, it also means they didn't draw land. So yeah, I was going to say maybe they foretell here. That honestly wouldn't be that crazy. Just cast a Behold to just make sure you resolve a thing. That does make a lot of sense here if you're the opponent. Well, you're far enough behind at this point that you kind of need to go for something like that. Maybe the patience will pay off. Well, let's see what they do. Do I run out the Queller? No. I want to get value off of it. Second Cryptic's Deece. I kind of want to just play the Feast and Famine. I think I'm going to. I mean, if they want a Mana Leak here, I'm probably paying for it, honestly. They pitch a Behold. Feels like they probably have a Mana Leak as well. I think I'm just going to let this happen. I want to quell the Behold they play this turn. That sounds way better. Or even like Cryptic, bounce Prairie Stream, draw a card, because they don't even have a basic. And so then they can't even like cast it to Fairy, because they're definitely casting. Yeah. Yup. Counter target spell, return target permanent. I'm gonna say, if they have another Force Negation, it's still like fine. Like they have one card in hand, they're drawing up to 4, but they only have 3 lands in play to my 7. Like I'm up 4 resources on them. They did draw the land. Okay, so now they have 3 cards in hand. I think this is a great turn to jam Jace, especially if I draw a land. Beautiful. How many counterspells could they have? Just hardcast Behold? That's fine. If they find a Force Negation, I just quell it to stop them. Nope, they didn't. All right, very good. So now I get to shuffle these paths away, and oh my goodness, things are coming up me. Yeah, I think these. I could jam to Fairy here, which actually makes a lot of sense given Jace resolved. Yeah, I think I'm just going to jam to Fairy. It just puts the opponent in such a bad spot. Alright, I want to fetch Upkeep. I'm going to bluff a Spell Snare, but I don't have anything. I'm just going to fetch Upkeep. Alright. They agree 2 Planeswalkers is too much. Which honestly it just is, so... Makes sense. Alright, post board. I want these 3 cards for sure. I don't want any more Path to Exiles. And I got to bring something else in. I think a Skyclave app is kind of interesting. Do I want anything else? I could see the second Skyclave app. I'm not entirely sure what I'd cut for it and if it's better. Just have the second app. I think I like almost all the other cards more. Shark Typhoon's important for Teferis. I guess I could cut Queller. Queller's just too much better, though, I think. I think I'm going to roll like this. I have an out to stuff, but I'm not heavy on it. I guess I could see, like, Fire and Ice being worse in the second app. That would make some sense to me. But I think overall, this is going to be right. Well, if this hand had blue mana, I think I could keep it. Given that it doesn't, I got a mulligan. This hand's actually good, though. I think it's a keep. Question is, what's the bottom here? It's probably ace. What bottom ace? I was going to say, would really like to draw land here. We did draw land. That's perfect. Turn 2, they're not usually going to do that much to me. Beautiful. I don't even give them a target for Field of Ruin for a while at least, so if that's awkward on their mana, it's going to stay that way. Batterskull's just an absolutely awful draw. It's probably the worst draw in the deck. Not very close either. It's just the worst draw in the deck, I think. Still going to play Vista just to make sure they can't pop Field of Ruin this turn. I don't think that's a huge thing, but I do think it's the right play. And I do think I'll cycle the Shark Typhoon. If they like resolve a Behold here, I don't love it, but I'm still okay. Ooh, Force Negation was a great draw off of that. Kinda wish I had a Jace now, but that's fine. Definitely wish I had a Jace with his Batterskull. I would have taken anything in the deck over Batterskull. Either the swords, anything. If they Behold here, I'm going to Mana Leak, I believe. They might just be activating Field of Ruin, though. Yeah. No, you know what? I'll Quell this. This way they can't fight with Force Negation, which I think is important. And if they tap out on their turn, I have the Force Negation, so I never really gave them a window to use it. So now I'm really hoping they don't have a Path to Exile, because I get kind of beat. Or I get beat pretty bad by Path here. Oh, and I pitched the wrong thing. Alright, let's go to combat and see what they do. I've seen Terminus out of their deck. I don't think they're playing they're going to have it post board. They might, though. So playing Stoneforge out is a little aggro. I could also jam Batterskull here. I don't think that's crazy. Yeah. I actually kind of like jamming Batterskull here. Stoneforge is probably better, right? Because then I can threaten getting something good. And like Fire Ice here would be devastating for them. Feast and Famine's not great, although still pretty good. I do think I like Fire Ice, though. Honestly, I think I just cast it. Alright. You get a turn, do your worst. Don't Terminus me. Please. It's possible I was supposed to get Feast and Famine there. I would buy that. Monastery Mentor. Okay. Okay. So land here is incredible. Land? Deck? Oh, that's not a land. That doesn't really do anything. Honestly, I think I'm just going to pass. I should have attacked with Queller. Certainly. I should have attacked with these. Not attacking there was, like, a horrible mistake. I do believe. So they topped. Second opt, huh? Yeah, this is fine. So missing this attack is going to really hurt me. I can already tell. It's going to be bad. I thought the way that they played it, that they had a path in hand. Maybe I should have just forced them to path the shark. Probably the best option there. But it's okay. I still get to put in a batter skull here. And I'm still in an amazing spot if I do draw a land. Deck land. Okay. I guess it's not necessarily amazing, but it's a good spot. I'm going to equip here. If they've got a path, they've got a path. Doesn't seem like they do. Man, I'd be way happier if they were at 12 at the moment. I'm just going to shock their monk, honestly. Ooh, we drew a Mystical Dispute. That's amazing, because now if they're using blue spells, I can snap, or I can dispute, snap, dispute. That's very strong. So it looks like maybe... But the snap... Yeah, the dispute thing looks amazing here. If they had drawn a land, this would have gone kind of poorly for me. But honestly, if they have to tap out, they're kind of dead, right? I guess they're going to bounce my germ. Yeah, this is fine. I mean, that mentor's going crazy, but... now they're in a pretty bad spot against... this just killing their mentor. So they can't even bounce this because it's pro blue. Bounce Queller? Okay. So yeah, they're dead on board, right? This is 8 and that's 2. I guess I'm not playing around force negation that way. But if I knew they didn't have force, or no wait. If I draw a land, too, I can just Cryptic tap and then quell the force negation. I guess I can't quell the Teferi. What am I talking about? Yeah, that's not going to work. Did you also draw the path? Oh, they have the path. That is really annoying. I mean, you definitely wait, right? Alright, I think this is the best thing I do. I tap all creatures and I return Teferi to its owner's hand. They then path this. But I still have lethal. So they have to path the germ, I guess. Oh wait, if they path the germ, then I don't have lethal and I'm dead on the backswing. Crap. Okay. I guess maybe I'm not necessarily dead on the backswing. I'm pretty dead. I think I need to do this just to stay alive. Let's kill a prowess monk. I now find myself in somewhat of a rough spot. It would have been much better to hit them because that makes this lethal next turn. But if they don't have a way to deal with Queller, I still have lethal, which is good. I mean, they know I have a Queller, so there's no way this works. Yup. I died to the mentor. Alright. Frustrating game to lose, but that's alright. I don't think I want to change anything. I think an extra Skyclave app, because we saw Mentor and Teferi, makes sense. I also think Batter Skull kind of stinks, but it's fine. Fire Ice was also like okay, but not amazing. Yeah, I don't know. I think the worst card in my deck is Batter Skull. I kind of want to cut a Cryptic. I don't know if that's crazy or not. I'm just going to cut a Stoneforge. I'll draw the first one. We'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Cutting a Stoneforge is kind of blasphemy in this matchup, so I kind of already disagree with myself, but the decision has been made. I made the lazy cut. That is, in fact, the lazy cut. And here, Hengegate, yep, there you go. Just had the Stoneforge. Didn't matter. Hengate Pathway looking... I guess it's better than Glacial Fortress would be here. Much worse than Seachrome Coast, but it is what it is. Maybe you're supposed to like just diversify all of them? Like one Glacial Fortress, one Seachrome Coast, one Hengate? Honestly, not sure. I'm going to play it as Mistgate, though. That's really awkward. Like, incredibly awkward. God, I wish I was in my hand last turn. Okay, so if I play this on white, I'm essentially admitting that I'm never casting this Cryptic. But I really want to play Stoneforge this turn, and this one doesn't let me. Gosh, this is so awkward. Alright, I'm going to play this on white. Yeah, I'm going to play it on white. I hate it, but I'm going to do it. I hate it. Really hope they don't have a Spell Snare here. Spell Snare would be really annoying. Especially after I just screwed my mana to make this play. Oh, they have a Spell Snare? Come on, man. I'm the only one who plays two of those. Most lists only have one. Unbelievable. Maybe they're opting instead? Okay, alright. I'll take it. I was gonna be sad. Very sad. I would like one Battery Skull, please. I guess I'm glad I didn't board out the Battery Skull. Because you definitely want it in this spot. Not that Feast and Famine would be bad, but that's pretty awkward for them. Alright. I mean, I'm definitely playing this. I can get a tapped Hallowed Fountain end of turn. And now, like, playing Cryptic is actually something that can happen with my deck. I do need to draw another blue source first, but it could happen. You're not just jamming a Teferi into 3 open mana, are you? Oh my god. Yeah. The good news for me is no matter what they do with it, I can kill it here, but yeah. Stoneforge is actually one of the few good proactive 2-drops into a Teferi. You do need to be on the play, but it does work no matter what they do. If they minus, I put the Battery Skull in. If they plus, I put the Battery Skull in. Either way, it dies. So plussing was probably the worst thing you could do here. Unless they have like a 0-mana kill spell or something crazy. There's just no way they have that, right? Alright, gonna play my own Field of Ruin here. I can't leave up Cryptic, but I think it's fine. That Teferi play was so awkward. I don't understand exactly what they were trying to do with it. Are they just jamming Jace here? No, just passing? Okay. Fair. I can't snap opt. So I think the play here is just crack Field on their Hallowed Fountain, I guess. I would like to hit their Field of Ruin to protect my castle, but it's not a good play here. I end up just losing it. I'm definitely getting blue. Seems like they're going to behold here. But honestly, that's like fine. Oh, Archmage's Charm. Let me opt in response. Another land would be okay, but I'd rather... Ooh. Force Negation's pretty good. That said, I don't think they really understand how Stoneforge works. Because, like, I can even Force Negation this, and I don't think it matters. Like, I just end up picking it up this turn. Just taking 4 and returning it to hand and putting it back in play with Stoneforge. I don't know. That was a strange play. It's like they're making like a weird tempo play, but they just didn't need to make it. I guess if you were going to jam this turn, like tap out for something, it makes some sense, but I still don't get it. All right, hold control. Activate Stoneforge Mystic. Trigger on the stack. Pick up Battery Skull. So now if they want to kill my Stoneforge Mystic in response, it still goes into play. They get a window to resolve something here, but like a Behold is whatever. I'm more scared of Planeswalkers. And we have our own Yes de Mind Sculpteur. It's pretty good. Let's see what happens when I attack with this Battery Skull. Do they do something? I really want to just play Castle Ardenvale. I kind of want to hold it just because it's so good against them. If they use their field this turn on like one of my random lands, it's really good for me. I do get to snap opt and hold up Cryptic though. Okay, I'll play it. I hate it, but I'll play it. Oh, we're actually casting something, huh? Yeah, this is fine. I get to make a 1/1. Ardenvale is just going to go to town on the opponent here. It's going to be glorious. Free bodies. Nah. Counter target spell, draw a card. If they have 2 Mystical Disputes, this is pretty bad for me. Alright. So I don't get to draw the card, but they don't get it to Fairy. Which is good. How much does the damage matter? I don't think it matters. Oh man, I was going to tap out for a Jace here. But that's even better. Just puts so much pressure on him. Just end of turn, make a 4/4. How good is it though? Is it better than Jace? The Jace play is just complicated by the fact that they haven't used the Force of Negation yet, so it seems like, and the fact that they went for it last turn makes it seem fairly likely they have a Force of Negation. Additionally, they're at 8, so making a 4/4 flyer end of turn that's like unstoppable is really strong, I think. Mentor, fine. If they tap out, they're just dead. Like, actually just dead. Oh, we drew Teferi. Oh my gosh, draw a land, please. Deck. Now's the time to draw a land. It'd be so good. If they path now, it's like also decent for me. It does look like they're trying to path this shark. Really thinking about this opt. Okay, so they had the path. I mean, that is good for them, certainly. But I will now get to have either a Jace or a Teferi in play, one of them, and that's going to be pretty good. Unless their hand is 4 blue cards and 2 of them are force negations, I guess. So they did have a force negation. It's annoying. I guess I was supposed to go to combat first. They still only have 5 lands in play, though. Alright, would I rather have Jace or Teferi? Jace seems better here, right? I think Teferi's better. I'm going to bounce the Mentor. Because then my attacks are still, like, decent. Oh, and we drew a Snare. Snare's quite good. If they want to trade 2 Monks for the Germ, that's fine. It seems like it's in their best interest to do it, yeah. Ooh, 5 minutes of Fairy. Well, that's terrifying. Yep. Oh man, Queller's amazing here. Alright, so let's do it like this. Cast a Hase. To draw 3 cards, 3 of them. Force Negation's also amazing. Skyclave's amazing. This is all really good. I think I'm putting back Snap here. And honestly, still Stoneforge Mystic. I think this is fine. Now I have Queller plus Force Up on their turn, which I think is quite strong. So I can Quell the Mentor on the way back down, because they'll probably lead on Mentor. And then Queller can kill Teferi and block here. So this Queller's going to be huge here. I need him to not have like an insane hand. They certainly could. They are going up to 4 cards, but one of them's a mentor and they only have 6 lands. Yes. Force of Negation. The speed with which I Force of Negation this is very quick. Beautiful. So it's not great for us if they have Path in their hand, because they still get to untap 2 lands and Path, but they only have 1 card left, so it's not clear that they do. I'm definitely starting to turn by brainstorming. I wish I was drawing Snap instead. Okay, this goes back for sure now. And at this point, Skyclave probably goes back as well. The important thing here is they only have 1 card, so I get to ferry off the board by having a Snap for Snap Cryptic or whatever. Snap Force even. And here I can play Stoneforge Mystic, go get Feast and Famine. Ooh, Fire Ice is also pretty good here. Fire Ice is better, I think, actually. I'm going to leave up Snap Force or Snap Cryptic, but also... yeah, that's fine. See, I still have... no, I take too much stuff down if I do this. I was going to say, picking up the Batter Skull here makes sense, but I'd rather leave up Snap Force or Snap Cryptic, and it takes me right below it. Yeah. If I had a Mana Leak, I would pick up Batter Skull here, but I think I don't want to do that. They can't have very many counterspells in hand, so if they have something here that matters, it needs to be like 2 counterspells. I will pick this up now. I am exposing it at end of turn, but that's okay, I think. Oh, another Hase. I will take a second Hase. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think I'm just going to get rid of Fire and Ice, honestly. And just pass. I just want my hand to be all counterspells. They're going to lose to this Queller. So they've got their own Yace. Seems like a good spot to counter draw. I wonder what plays around the most stuff. So I guess at 1 mana, they could have Path. I think I'm just going to hardcast Force. It's worse against Mystical Dispute. Oh my god, I targeted the Veto! No, that was so stupid! Ugh, I knew I had to target Jace, I just target the wrong thing. That's so bad. Oh my goodness. What a punt. An unbelievable punt. That said, they're still dead on board. Okay, maybe they're not. If the last card in hand is Path, I'm in trouble now. Alright, well. Of all the lines I could have taken, that was by far the worst one. I just like I know in my head I have to do that. It's just, ugh. Alright. So wait, if I just snap Cryptic Tap, they're dead, right? And I get to do that with Queller Backup, is that right? This is 6, yeah, I get to do that with Queller Backup, so I'm even free of Mystical Dispute? Okay. I guess I'm not playing around Path. So I can tap Bounce, and then I'm good? Tap all creatures. Return target permanent. Tap all creatures. That one. I would like to go to combat. They say GG. GG. It's an interesting game, though. The Mentor looked pretty strong, I'm not going to lie. But Stoneblade should be favored in these type of matchups. Sometimes they can outpower you. They have a more powerful deck, but you're just more nimble. You've got more cheap cards. Stoneforge is a really good threat against 3-mana Teferi, as you saw in evidence of Game 3 there. If you actually counter the right spells instead of misclicking, you should be in a pretty good spot, but there you are.
I'm joined by Kyle Balgamase. Welcome, Kyle.
How are you?
Raja Suleiman with Orzhov.
Max McVitie.
Congratulations, Brian DeMars. Zach Allen.
I wouldn't be here without these guys, though. So.
And the champion of Proto Counter-Attack here, Ari Lax.